Well, first of all, a lot of heart and soul went into developing the ringer. Many years of prototyping and field testing, a lot. And it was originated to build confidence in one kid. A kid named Tim Collins, who played basketball for me when I was coaching him for a little while, and he had trouble with his self-esteem. He was always doing a great job on the court in other ways, but he had a lot of body mechanic issues, and with that, I decided to make him the best shooter. I wanted to make him the best shooter on the team. And so the idea was to fashion the original ringer in order to force him into the biomechanics he needed to correct his shooting form. He was left-handed, and I'm right-handed, so that was the deal. And when I did that, what I saw was, wow, this is really getting right to the point with him, and it's really helping him shoot. And I've made many developments since then, but the story of Tim is super interesting because what I saw was confidence emerge. And once that happened, his confidence on the basketball court transited to life. And it just I just saw growth. And I went to a basketball showcase with Tim, and I was coaching against him, but I was one of the talent coaches. And this is after I'd worked for a summer with him with the original ringer. And he went just off and went from a shy kid, with no real self-confidence to just shooting the lights out in this camp. And what I saw was just this huge heart just come out of him, and he hits 4 or 5 three-pointers in a row, and I'm the opposing coach, but I'm excited, right? So he looks at me and goes, like this, and I look at him and just went, and I realized, wow, I want every basketball player, or anyone that plays basketball for that matter, to be able to shoot a basketball and to feel like Tim did that day. And that was really the essence and the foundation of making the ringer, which is essentially to pull self-confidence out of everybody. There's a lot of expertise involved with the development of the ringer, but by and large, it was made to build self-confidence, something I'm very passionate about with any age, and that could be 12 to 24. If you're someone just playing church league at 35 and never played basketball before, you can get your jump shot correct immediately. And I use that for that very reason, to build confidence in everybody. I didn't really care about what the age was for, how I used it and how I developed it. It was just to straight make you a better shooter, and then, which in turn also makes you enjoy the game. When you can make shots, the game is more fun, simply put. But going back to Tim, Tim's story was, it just kept going. It kept going and going, and I just kept watching him emerge and emerge and emerge, and his confidence just, it in my mind, it needed to be duplicated. Whatever I did with him needed to be duplicated. I felt in my heart to be duplicated. I wanted other people to feel this way. So I kept developing the ringer, going through stage after stage after stage. Eventually, Tim ends up being 25 years old. He's coming to get me for lunch. And we're eating and we're talking about the good old days. What he didn't realize is I was still developing the ringer, and because I'm never done. Like a scientist that's just never done, or an artist that's never done with a picture or painting. That's me with basketball and shooting. And we sat down and we talked about our time with the ringer and what we both got out of it. And I realized that God had used Tim to set my heart on fire for young people. And I just was very passionate about, and I still am very passionate about, bringing out that confidence. It's not just a normal tool to use in basketball, was made with a lot of love, a ton of love for one kid. And once I nailed it with one kid, and then I kept field testing and developing it, then I realized, wow, I can hit many, many different age levels of kids with this same concept. And so Tim ultimately passed away a year ago, and it's taken me a while to make this video because I didn't know how to bring him up, because he really was the anchor of this product, and he was the fuel behind why I made it. But to watch him blossom in those early years was something that I think, personally, it changed me, and it really encouraged me to continue improving the product to where I could hit more ages. Again, we've talked about this, but just to really go into left hand, right hand, old, young, I don't care who it is. I'm passionate about teaching basketball shooting and making sure that everyone can shoot. And what you have to do is make a sustainable pattern using a successful basketball form. And that's essentially what we've created. There's no point in just using a form. It's got to be sustainable. It's got to be a pattern. It's got to be something that is built on success and percentages. So it's engineered after all the greatest shooters of all time, the form mechanics they used. But the most important thing is the heart and soul that was put into this product, into making it, into developing it, and to bring it to the market. And the message behind it, which is to build confidence in people. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I love. It's just not your average product.